Over the last 25 years, since 1988, more than 2.5 million young people have taken advantage of the EU youth programs, including the current Youth in Action. The intercultural experience has provided them with new skills and confidence and inspired a sense of active European citizenship. The EU youth programs have been open to all young people. Each year they have provided access to non-formal learning through educational activities outside school, and learning mobility within and beyond the EU's borders. The programs have funded a wide variety of activities, including exchanges, initiatives, democracy projects, and opportunities for volunteering. They have also supported youth workers and youth organizations through training and networking, and have promoted European cooperation in the field of youth.
For each individual young person who participated in one of these thousands of projects that we have supported in the European Union, the benefit to us has been tremendous, because they get to know a different world, a different culture, different languages. They get to know different people, and actually for some of them, it is also the opportunity to get to know better themselves.
Young people can exercise learning mobility through transnational projects, which often prove a life-changing formative experience, fostering personal and professional development, stimulating intercultural dialogue and promoting EU values. Most of the projects funded under the EU youth programs have supported the learning mobility of young people and youth workers. One example is Zrinko Vranjes and his volunteering project. Zrinko Vranjes hails from Croatia and had already been involved in volunteering in his home country before he decided to go on European voluntary service to Finland. For 1 year, over 2008 and 2009, he worked with a hosting organization that provides care for the disabled and completed a broad range of tasks.
My duties included helping people with learning disabilities in cleaning, landscaping, doing creative things, building things out of concrete, wood and other materials, also assisting the local community when necessary and when we were hired to do it. I've also contributed to various musical projects. Well, music has a really big role in my life. It's not only a hobby for me, it is also a professional tool. Music therapy is one of the things I'm very interested in, and I've seen what kind of positive effect it has on people in general, and also to people with learning disabilities. I've seen that it is a very helpful tool, and it is also a possibility for inclusion of people with disabilities and discovering talents that they might possess.
Zrinko was an excellent young person that helped us in many things. We learned so much from him, and we grew together during the EVS period. And it has given us long-lasting effects and created new features in our activities. And Zrinko stayed in Finland after the EVS period and is now working as a professional in our association. So it's a great story.
I have benefited a lot from moving to another country. I have learned so many things about its culture. I have learned an entirely new language. I've met so many wonderful people here. They're not just from here, but also from other parts of the world. And I've learned about different approaches. In a professional way, I've learned how to do things differently than from what I'm used to. Well, my advice to the young people would be definitely to try something like this if possible. Not only that they're going to enrich themselves through volunteer work, they're going to enable themselves to maybe to start a new career, to find a new direction in life and to change their life completely.
Non-formal learning means learning by doing, learning through personal experience outside schools, participation and peer learning, supported by professional mentors and coaches, through attractive methods like workshops, interviews, simulations. Competencies and skills gained are recognized through the Youth Pass. Learning by doing, learning through personal experience and peer learning all lie at the heart of non-formal learning methodology applied in EU-funded projects. The project Watchadu Network for Occupational Orientation is a national youth initiative that was held in Vienna, Austria in 2011 and 12. The aim of the project was to build a platform where young people can watch video interviews with people from different working fields. The interviews describe their daily work routines, what they like most about their jobs, the accompanying disadvantages, as well as their education. In this way, youngsters can get a realistic insight into the working environment, which will help them with their choice of education and career.
Also ich habe ganz normal AHS gemacht, Realgymnasium.
I am a project leader and I organized a project called Tech All-Stars.
I started with this idea when I was 14. I thought to myself it would be great to have something like a handbook of life stories because, to be honest, I had absolutely no ideas and I had no plans about my job, about my life. I wanted to have something that I wanted to have an overview about the jobs out there. And then in 2010, I think it was 2010, I wrote a concept. I said, I want to have an internet. I want to have an internet site with video interviews from people from all around the world, telling me their story about their job, about their background. And in 2011, I found a team, a great team. And we said to ourselves, okay, we can do that on our own. And we started with 17 videos. And today we have more than 1,200 live stories on our platform.
As Watchadu was such a success in Austria, the initiators turned this youth project into a business startup and are thinking about expanding this vocational orientation by offering it in other languages.
To be honest, every funding you get is a little bit of hope, because someone else is believing in you, and it helped me and it helped the whole team to work harder and faster for our idea. For us, changing the world is about, if you can change the perspective of one person out there, you have changed the world of this person. And when I take a look at the feedback we're getting every day, every week, and people saying, thank you so much for this platform.
The EU youth programs have been for all young people, regardless of their educational, social or cultural backgrounds, with a special focus on disadvantaged groups, contributing to reducing the number of early school leavers and youth unemployment. The EU youth programs have been open to all young people, making special provision for involving young people from disadvantaged groups. Leo Kisara is a highly experienced and respected qualified youth worker and youth work educator with a record of involvement in a diverse range of EU-funded projects across Europe. Under the Rückenwind initiative, he has worked with partners in European countries to boost the take-up of EU youth projects among young people with fewer opportunities.
Rückenwind is an initiative which already started in 2006. The idea is to give young people with few opportunities some tailwind, some push for their life, some support. And this was started by 9 organizations from 9 different European countries. Involve young people with few opportunities from 16 to 30 years. Young people who face a challenging reality, like long-term unemployment, like troubles with the law. Young people who can't participate in social life as much as they want. And on the other hand, Rückenwind is including training for youth workers from all over Europe.
Leo's projects emphasize peer learning and learning from cultural differences. The Stargazer boat project is an outstanding example of Leo's approach. 5 European voluntary service volunteers in a small fishing village in Cornwall worked together with local people to restore a 100-year-old fishing boat. The restored boat was then returned to the community so it could be used to help teach children how to row and fish.
Rückenwind is supporting and transforming life of young people. It gives the chance to raise their self-awareness, their self-esteem and their participation in society, which is amazing. It gives the chance to the young people to take responsibility for their own lives and going back to education and to work and to social life again. I'm not sure if I have to give an advice to young people, they're smart enough, but I think don't be afraid to participate somewhere abroad. It's real fun. It's a lot of good experience for you, and it doesn't matter if you speak the language or not. You will have hands and eyes and friends to make sure that you have a good time.
The EU youth programs have supported youth workers and youth organizations, providing a collaboration platform for those involved in youth work, through training and networking opportunities, and ensuring the quality of youth work in Europe. The EU programs have provided opportunities for those involved in youth work, organizations and individuals to come together and compare experiences. Sociaal Cultureel Werk Neuve-Werdinge is an organization from a small rural village in the Netherlands, in a disadvantaged area with low incomes and high rates of unemployment. It used to be a very closed community with no contact with people outside Neuve-Werdinge. To help combat prejudice and inspire the young people by broadening their horizons, the group started organizing youth exchanges almost 30 years ago. Now they have partners all over Europe.
And we've been doing international exchanges since 1987. We began with Germany, which is very close, so we could go there for an evening, or for a day, or for 2 days, or for a weekend. And in that way we became used to doing exchanges.
The young people of Neuve-Werdinge mostly organize the youth exchanges themselves. Those who once participated in an exchange often become active volunteers and organize other activities with and for the local community.
This year I will attend the 10th year, my 10th anniversary of doing youth exchanges. And I grow every year more and more. I learn more methods, I learn more about other cultures, I learn better how to work with young people and how to stimulate them in doing something, in working together and everything. So it's my own process within myself, but also to train and to teach other young people as well. They learn more about what it is to be a united Europe and how these open borders is working for them and what chances they have as well in going abroad.
The EU policy dialogue in the field of youth promotes young people's involvement in EU decision-making through structured dialogue between young people and policymakers. The EU youth programs have supported European cooperation in the youth field over the last 25 years. The programs have also encouraged young people's active involvement in the decision-making processes at local, regional and European levels. In 2012, the project Dialog Mladih set up a space and provided the opportunity and support for around 600 young people from all over Slovenia to actively participate in structured dialogue with decision makers on issues of concern to youngsters. The discussions focused on young people's participation in democratic life and particularly on employment. The project also put an emphasis on the inclusion of young people, as approximately half of the young participants had been unemployed for longer periods.
Concrete objective was to activate, motivate young people to be active in their local communities, to say what they think that needs to be changed, and on the other side we wanted decision makers to listen to young people and then to act according to what young people said that it would be nice to do.
We are keen to see the development in Slovenia, especially by using the EU level as a motivation for the Slovenian structures to go on. So the added value in Slovenia is apparently that we saw the synergy between two major umbrella organizations, the National Youth Council and the Network MAMA, the network of youth centers, and this is something very significant for the development of the youth policy in the future.
Each participant had a unique opportunity for personal development and to increase their employment opportunities, as great emphasis was placed upon the learning experience of young people and working methods.
I learned a lot about different opportunities for employment for myself, for my profile. And at the second stage, I learned how to structure the ideas that we might have, how to create your argument and how to defend them.
So young people are not so motivated to come to this kind of projects or events where the politics is involved. And when you explain them in their words and in their language, they understand and then they want to participate because they also see that they can use this kind of projects for the goals that they have and they want to achieve.
They learn how to find a job online, they learn how to present themselves, how to speak in public, how to actually present their skills and capacities in order they will participate easily in the community and to find the job easily.
The result with added value is the implementation of the presented measures. An important outcome is the measure First Challenge, announced by the Employment Service of Slovenia. This provides a grant for social contributions to employers who hire young people under 30 years of age and for whom it is their first job.
The most important of all is don't let your dream die. You have to keep up your dreams, and if a young person is really determined, even in these difficult times, he will succeed. But also I would like to say that they should not forget the European project. The European project has been the most visionary project that Europe ever had, because it helped us to create a space for peace and security where human rights, democracy, freedom, the rule of law is our shared values. With our projects, with our programs, we give this opportunity to young people to participate fully in society. The future, they are our future, and I think with their participation, they can really shape their future.